This is question 6 of the Trig Functions assignment. Suppose that profits on the sale of swimming suits in a department store over a 2-year period are given approximately by P of t equals 6 minus 6 cosine pi times t over 26 on the interval, closed interval 0 to 104, where P is the profit and hundreds of dollars for a week of sales T weeks after January 1st. The graph of the profit function is shown in the figure. So we've got 2 cycles, and it actually is a cosine function, but it's raised by 6 and reflected over the x-axis. Find the exact values of the following without using a calculator. So just looking at the graph here, P at 13 looks like it's right here on the neutral axis, which is going to be 6. Now we're going to go look at everything here. So P at t equals the amplitude times the cosine of B times bracket x minus c plus d. So A is the amplitude, B determines the period, but it doesn't really have a name. C is the phase shift, the horizontal shift, and D is the vertical shift. So our amplitude is 6, and the negative here is a reflection over the x-axis. There is no phase shift, and the D is 6. Then the period is 2 pi over B, so that's 2 pi, and B is pi over 26. So that's 2 pi over 1. Dividing with fractions is easy as pi. Flip the bottom and multiply. So we're going to cancel out the 2 pi's to 1, and then 2 times 26 is 52. So the period is 52, and that is weeks. So it's 2 years, 52 weeks a year, so it's 104, 0 to 104 weeks. And then if we put in P at 13, and I again would change it around to negative 6 cosine pi times 13 over 26, and then plus 6, and then 13 over 26 is 1/2, and then cosine of pi over 2. So the cosine function is the x. So we've got 1, 0 here. This angle is pi over 2, so this is 0, 1. So this is negative 6 times 0 plus 6, which is 0 plus 6, or 6. And we could just go to the graph and look, but we'll put that in 6. Check answer. Excellent. Okay, 26. We could go over to 26 and get 12, or we could evaluate P at 26 equals negative 6 times cosine pi times 26 over 26 plus 6. Looking at the unit circle over here at pi, so this is negative 1, 0. So cosine of pi is negative 1, so we get negative 6 times negative 1 plus 6, or 6 plus 6 equals 12. Go put that in. Well done. P at 39. So we go here, and just looking at the graph, it's 6 again. I'm not going to go through the actual evaluation. P at 52. So that right at the end of the year, January 1st of the second year, so I'm not selling a whole lot of bathing suits. So 0, excellent. Use a calculator to find the following. P at 28, round to 3 decimal places as needed. So we'll go to the calculator, we'll go split screen, and start a new problem. Doc 4, 1, 2 for a graph, and I'm going to put in the function. And I'm going to put it in the way I like it. -6 cosine, do a fraction, and I'm going to do pi divided by 26, and then put x in as playing the role of t, then break out of that parenthesis and put in my vertical shift. And I'm going to hit enter, and it doesn't look like their graph. So I need to go 0 to 104 for x and 1 to 12 for y. Menu 4 for window slant zoom, 1 for window settings. 0 to 104, and it looks like they're putting tick marks every 13, and then 0 to 12, and I'm going to put the tick mark every 1, and this is kind of square, a little taller rectangle looking. This is a wider rectangle, so it's going to look a little bit different. A couple of different things I can do. I can go menu 5 for trace, 1 for graph trace, and put in 28. And I get plenty of decimal points here, and I'll go ahead and hit enter. So to 3, I'm in the trace mode, so to get out of that and be able to move the label, I hit escape. So 11.826. 11.826, we'll check that. And I could also do that by going to a calculator page and saying f at 28. And I get an exact answer here. So if I want the decimal answer, I can either put in a decimal point, or I could go up here, grab it, control, enter, get the decimal answer. Then P at 100, since I'm here, and I'm going to put in a decimal point to get a decimal answer. So 0.687. 0.687, check answer. Well done, and that concludes this video.